September 8th meeting of the Waterboro Board of Selectmen. If you're all right, for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to thank everybody for coming or tuning in. Announcements, just a reminder, as we do weekly, to if you are a recycler in town, we appreciate your efforts. If you are not, we would certainly appreciate if anyone that is not a recycler to start recycling. We do have single stream sort at the transfer station. You no longer have to sort out your cans and bottles and all of those things. They all go into the same hopper now with all of the recyclables, so made it easier. And would appreciate anyone that is not a recycler to start. Any other announcements from the board? You have one for...
I have a couple,
Okay.
yes. I'd like to recognize our code enforcement officer. Today is her birthday, Patty Berry, so happy birthday to her. And secondly, there's a flyer here, and I'm going to mention the flyer, but the board doesn't endorse any particular business one way or the other. But, this flyer has to do with the Circle of Giving, which is for cancer patient resources. The mission of the Circle of Giving is to provide assistance and support to patients with cancer, along with their loved ones and caregivers. By helping lessen the burdens during this difficult time, we allow the patient the freedom and dignity to concentrate on healing. And this is for the first annual motorcycle ride to benefit the Circle of Giving, and it's going to take place Saturday, September 26th, with a rain date of September 27th. This is being coordinated by Glenn Richard, and the ride is going to start and end in Sanford at the city limits on Route 4. For further information, you can get on the web at www.thecircleofgiving.org. So anybody that wants to participate in that, certainly feel free to do so. It's for a good cause. The Circle of Living, I want to say, is down in East Waterboro. See it down there.
Okay. Anything else from the board? We do have, as a reminder, a week from this coming Saturday night, the 19th, is the chili chowder cook-off at the Waterboro Fire Station. For those of you that may be interested in either entering your chili or chowder to be judged, or would like to participate, I think Lisa Bennett is the contact person for that. If you
The question I have is, do you have to be there in order to
don't know,
enter I'd like,
I think you'd have to be there if you're one of the
somebody else.
tasters.
yeah, if you're a taster, you have to be there. But if you're just I'm not sure, John. We can find that out.
Yeah.
We have anything from up at all in the town office or on the web on the chili chowder contest? Maybe we ought to do that. And, pardon? Okay. Anything, Dave, check quickly, see if it's on the fire department's site. Maybe they get something up. But any other announcements? Appointment 6 o'clock, Mr. DeAngelis.
Yes.
And you are representing who this evening?
Excuse me?
Representing yourself, you're representing
I'm
Lake
representing
Arrowhead,
interested individuals for safety,
okay,
not a particular organization. I don't have a
all right,
abbreviated, catchy thing for it, but I gotta thank Nancy, first of all. We had a department head meeting the other day in Clinton. We were all together, and off the top of my head, I had been talking to a lot of residents in the old Portland Road, Ossipee Landing area, and they had felt like this year's bus arrangement posed an additional safety issue than we had last year. I think what's happened this year, basically, and I've got some pictures that David's been so gracious enough to take care of for us, but what's happened this year is because of the volume of students, several children are being forced to walk across New Dam Road to catch their bus at the mailboxes at Ossipee Landing, which is kind of a nice thing if you didn't have to walk, but it's a nice thing to have a bus stop at Ossipee Landing because there's a built-in turnaround. It's an up-to-snuff town road, and it's safe for the bus to be able to do that. So what we have taking place at about 6:50 a.m. is one bus coming down New Dam Road and picking up everybody as they head towards Limerick, which would be on the right side of the road, 3 or 4 stops. And then they pull into Ossipee Landing, do the loop, and then they pick the kids up at the mailbox and they head back up New Dam towards Chadbourne to take the kids to the middle school. And there's about 14 to 15 kids at that bus stop, and 6 or 7 of them are unfortunately having to walk across New Dam. I'll get to the pictures in a second. The other bus comes down and comes down basically empty and drives past that area, past the old Portland entrance, past the Ossipee Landing entrance, goes down to the dam and uses the dam turnaround at the boat launch, and then comes back. And now, David, if you could give me that big pack there. It comes back and it picks up that entire group on the corner of New Dam and Old Portland. I think to start with, certainly, and there's a larger issue here perhaps that Fred would like to address or the road review committee would like to address. I thought that for one thing, let's get a crosswalk in place. There is actually a path. I don't know if we have a picture of one of those paths, David, if you could. If we want to start, I guess if you want to start and look at every picture here, let's go one more ahead, David, if we could. That basically is staring into the rising sun, staring dead east as you walk down Old Portland, heading towards the bus stop. You almost can't see a vehicle even if it's right on top of you. I don't think we can do anything about that. It's just that we're in that time of year right now where we have a sunset where it is and what it is. The next picture is from Ossipee Landing. That's okay. Yeah, this picture is basically at the top of Allview doing what I just said. This would be somebody walking towards their designated bus stop, be it the Landing bus stop or be it the New Dam Old Portland Road bus stop. And you can see the traffic starting to build. The time right here is about 6:45 a.m. We go to the next one, and this is the one before it. You're just coming out to the same photo. Skip ahead one, Dave. And again, okay, this is at the landing, standing on the bus stop at the landing, looking up Old Portland Road, and you can see New Dam crosses me right here behind the stop sign. And what you've got about a full busload of kids ready to get on that bus that passed them a moment ago. So I thought it might be in our interest to have at least a crosswalk. What it would be to this side of that stop sign, and it would essentially connect right where we're standing taking this photo. There is actually a sidewalk that runs down the side of Ossipee Landing. If you'd have driven in like this and circled back out, it runs right up the right strip there. So I thought that it would be an appropriate place to have a crosswalk put in that would essentially connect, I don't want to say Old Portland because it's going to be jogged up Old Portland, right backside of the stop sign there. I contacted Lake Arrowhead's president today and spoke with him a little bit about it. They fully support anything that we feel is in the best interest of safety. And he mentioned a few things that Fred had mentioned as well, and we spoke about at the department head meeting, to the point of, well, probably the real issue here is the road itself. I mean, when you're coming down New Dam, you're actually going up. You're going up the crest of a hill, and just as you hit the crest of the hill, now all of a sudden you've got probably no more than what? You might only have 100 feet. I'm going to guess that the top of that last hill, Fred, past the second S-turn, as you come down into this area right here, you might only have 125 feet from the top of that hill to where I'm thinking a crosswalk would be appropriate, you know? Yeah.
Why, if motorists can't see as driving into the sun, what's a crosswalk gonna do?
They're not driving into the sun. The sun is going to be on the motorist's right. If you're heading towards Limerick, it's going to be on the motorist's left. If you're heading
But if they're
towards...
coming up over a blind hill,
Right.
the paint on a crosswalk, they're not gonna see that. They're gonna see kids crossing the street
It
before
will-
they see a paint on the crosswalk.
It may, exactly as you said, not necessarily help drivers to alert to that, but what it will do is it'll provide confidence to the individuals that use the crosswalk. Now I know that, okay, the crosswalk's over here. I'm not gonna shorten my distance to that hill, John, by using the other side of the road, because if this right here is the entrance to Old Portland Road, and I cross here, I've just taken away about 35 feet of I'm going to get hit by this car, whereas if I crossed on the crosswalk, I'm a little bit further away from the crest of that hill.
So when
I'm
you-
trying to provide at least a minuscule portion of safety here.
So what you're doing is you're regulating where people cross the street.
Precisely.
Rather, so they're not crossing at any given pace.
Yeah.
It's not gonna slow down cars or anything.
It's
but-
not gonna slow
but
down
it'll
the
get
cars.
everybody crossing at one place.
That's a bigger issue. I'm here today to, let's start on step one. We need a crosswalk. Let's get everybody in one slot, as far away from that hill as we can. That way the line of vision has been increased. We've regulated the herd. They're gonna go from crosswalk to sidewalk. I think that's a very important thing, rather than using the dead center of Old Portland Road, going straight across into the landing. The sunlight isn't a big issue here because you're driving north-south and sun's east that time of morning. It's just coming up over the tree line, basically. It's 7 a.m. right now. But what I thought the bigger issue here is, does the hill need to be chopped? Several years ago, the Road Review Committee in the town approved a project down the other end where Linwood Hill is, the first right turn up New Dam Road. If you go Chadbourne on the New Dam, the first street is Linwood, and there's a large hill there, and there's a bus stop there as well. And the Road Review Committee and our former road commissioner felt that we are having the same line of vision issue down there. Fred, I know you remember the project. We chopped into Linwood and leveled that hill down so the line of sight was better. I actually thought that they should have probably chopped into it a little bit more, but I don't think we're going to go chop the same hill twice. I think the same issue probably is needed down at the end of New Dam, but first things first, let's regulate the herd. Let's get a crosswalk in place, and if the Road Review Committee deems it important to discuss this, whether it be a blinking yellow light, I think signage is poor as well. You've got a sign, bus stop ahead it might be 600 yards. It's down there. It's right at the S-turn, basically. So you get past that S-turn, and it's all the Chadbourne development property there for about the next quarter mile, a little under maybe a fifth of a mile. So the natural tendency, I think, for drivers is to pick up speed. And even if they don't, let's say they're just doing their 35, if they crest the hill at 35, Gordon, I mean, and bam, there's 4 kids in that road cresting it at 35, I'm not sure you're going to be able to stop in time. I figured I'd come and mention it. I think it's an important piece that certainly you guys are capable of acting on your own, and if we never hear about it again, it's a damn good thing we don't, right? Let's face it. The scenario of, okay, somebody crests the hill doing 70, and it's 6:55 a.m., and I've got 73 kids out there, and then several dozen parents as well. I mean, it's a scary situation. Is there a bigger issue? There certainly is. It may need a blinking light. It may need road work to cut into that hill to take care of line of vision. But I'm here today to ask you for a crosswalk.
There was always a concern, you know?
And when I first heard you say this, I thought, well, yeah, that should be easy, you just paint the thing.
Yep.
The other thing is though, are we condoning and putting a crosswalk in a blind section of road? So you've got kids walking across that with a false sense of security. I'm on a crosswalk and they get whacked by a person that can't stop. So in a sense, what we're doing
It's a great
is
question.
rather than saying to the school department, you really need to pick up kids on the same side of the road and not have them cross the road or work out something there, but we put a crosswalk on a blind section of road. It's
I
not-
agree. I agree. And And rather than saying, okay, public hearing, school board meeting, phone call to the superintendent, and now it's February, and before that happens, we've got an incident, I thought I'd start here, but.
Fred?
I'm gonna bring this up tomorrow night at the road review committee. Have a look at that hill and see if that hill can be chopped down for a lot. Get some sight distance down through there.
Okay.
Which I believe it can do, there's no question about it. You can rip it down and make it a lot better for children down there and parents.
You had a question?
Yeah, so if the bus is going up towards Limerick,
Yeah,
and they turn around at the fishing spot at the dam,
yes,
they're heading back down, back towards Waterboro,
right.
why can't that bus pick them up?
It's apparently full.
Oh,
There's an overflowage of
Oh,
about
is that what
7
it is?
kids. It's only about 7 kids, and we're talking purely selfish reasons here. Adam DeAngelis is one of them,
yeah.
walking across grade
Okay.
6 now, he just
Yeah.
turned 11,
Yep.
walking across what is a minor highway, basically, along with a half a dozen other 6th and 7th graders. In a different year, maybe it isn't necessary, but I've got 7 kids that live on all these terraces, and they're all on this overflow bus. Because when the transportation department, and I can't fault them really for this, they're doing what they do. They map out their children, basically. When they mapped their children out, they went, we've got a problem here because I can't fit 15 kids on a bus. So what do I got? Oh, I've got 8 kids that live on Ossipee Landing now, and I've got 6 kids that live on Allview Terrace, and I've got 1 child that lives on X Street that escapes me. But I pretty much know the whole entire group of 14 kids that ride that landing bus, and 7 of them are forced to cross New Dam Road
Now, why
right
can't
now.
they do the Ossipee landing, go up, and then still do the turnaround up at the dam
This-
and come back?
There's 2 buses. The first bus that picks up the landing kids doesn't go down, it just comes down and it picks up kids at Ossipee Landing, but it's picking up kids that are being forced to walk from Arrowhead over to Ossipee Landing, and as they do that, they're having to cross New Dam Road because of the so-called overflow. The second bus, which strangely, maybe, comes at exactly the same time about, doesn't stop there. What it does is it goes by the landing, and then it turns around at the dam, then it comes back up New Dam, and it picks up that large group that David showed us at the corner of Old Portland and New Dam. And as soon as it
what-
does, it's full.
One bus picks up on Ossipee Landing,
Yes,
which is on the north side of the road,
right.
and the other bus picks up Old Portland Road on the south side of the road. So
I'm
you
not
got,
comfortable with those 2 directions, but yes. I'm not sure it's north and south, is it? You're
Well, I
facing
mean,
dead
it's-
east. It's facing dead east
Well,
if you're
then-
looking
then-
at the landing.
then when I'm on New
No.
Dam Road, there's a north side of the
Well, yeah.
road and there's a south side of the road, right? So it picks up, one bus picks up on Ossipee Landing.
Yeah.
And the other one picks up on Old Portland Road.
Yes,
So we get 2 gathering areas.
and yes, we do.
And so you got, presumably, you got kids from both crossing
Precisely.
that road.
Okay.
You've got a lot of logistical issues there, certainly you do. My focus is the individuals that have to walk across New Dam Road, and I think for right now, that's where the focus, I would like to see the focus stay. How can we provide an additional bed of safety for these kids that frankly have grown up on dirt roads and don't know what traffic is, and that's neither here nor there maybe, but if we could regulate them in one spot, and John, your point is an excellent point, and it worries me because you sit there and you think about it, well, all of a sudden now we're perhaps doing something that is going to lock these kids into a location that could be dangerous. I don't know. I feel like having that as far away from the hill as we can gives them the safety valve that I'm here for.
A couple things that can happen.
Okay.
One is going to the SAD 57 Transportation Committee and seeing if they can figure out a little bit better way of, so kids don't have to cross the street there. And then the other one is, as Fred had mentioned, is do a sightline study. And how far is it, where's the sightline, having a person stand where the crosswalk would be, how far is it, and is it for 40 miles an hour, is a person capable of stopping? And then if you come back and say, yes, there is room to stop, then I would say, then we could put a crosswalk there. If there isn't room to stop and we put a crosswalk there, then we're inviting disaster.
It's fine. Understood.
I'm in agreement with, I'm in agreement with John on that it creates a false sense of security by having a crosswalk there.
Yeah.
The answer, I think, probably lies in a number of things taking place. One is having the signage down there, having a crosswalk, having some type of enforcement activity down there. The distances, you're correct, you want it as far away as you can, and John mentioning the stopping distance. If you're traveling 31 miles an hour, you're traveling at the rate of 51 feet per second. Now, if you say that, there's about 100 feet there or
Yep.
whatever,
Yep.
okay, in 2 seconds, you're going to be 102 feet. The normal reaction time for people to react to a perceived threat is somewhere in the area of 2 seconds. So now you come up with the crest of that hill, when you see it, you're already past that point of no return. If you're traveling at 45 miles an hour, you're traveling at 65 feet per second. And you mentioned 70 miles an hour, so I just calculated that for your benefit. You're traveling at 102 feet per second. So you don't even have any reaction time. And so if anybody's in the middle of that road, so I think it has to be a combination of several factors, including engineering.
I do too.
But part of that engineering is people being what they are. If they can see a long distance, they have a tendency to kind of pick up speed because it makes a nice little raceway.
It's
So I think
difficult. It's a
the
difficult-
enforcement component has got to be part of this equation, along with perhaps dealing with the transportation portion of the school.
It's, the road swales like a bowl before you get to the hill. That's the problem. And I'd be interested to see what the committee looks at, Fred, when you talk about line of sight. Because you get past the S-turn and all you can see is the hill. And if you go halfway up, all you can see is the hill. And if you just get, I don't know, I gotta think maybe 25 feet from the very crest of that hill, which is about dead even with a home on that street, a home's driveway on New Dam. The corner of New Dam and Old Portland is a brown structure. It's got nice landscaping out front. And then next door to that is another house, and pretty much his driveway peaks off on the top of that hill. You know, I'm sure you guys know the spot. You might not have thought about it driving by here and there, but I'd like you to think about it. I'd like you to look at it. I think a crosswalk probably is the right place to start, but you're right. If somebody crests that hill, I don't know if it's going to save a life. My only thinking was that I'd rather have the kids crossing there than just randomly doing what they're doing now. They're going over there, and even with the crosswalk, I think that it could be a problem because that giant herd is lined up right where the crosswalk
Painting
leads.
lines on the
To me,
road isn't going to
Really
corral.
save lives?
Isn't going to corral 10
it's
or
not gonna-
12-year-olds.
71 children, 71
No.
children?
But
Are
what-
there parents down there supervising what's happening in the morning?
There are, but it's an older crowd down there now, because this is the high school bus. It's the middle school and high school bus, so no, I mean, we had the crossing guard
Which is the age
when
of-
we were kids.
which is the kids
Apparently,
that-
we cannot afford a crossing guard anymore,
Which
so.
are the age of the kids that probably aren't going to walk just because there's lines on the road, right?
But why can't the bus come out of Ospey Landing, take a right, go up to the turnaround, and then come back and pick up those kids?
Doesn't have enough room.
There's no room. They fill
No,
out.
No,
what
there-
she is saying is, why not have those kids get on the Ossipee landing bus, but don't make them cross New Dam? Great idea. There's a logistical thing, they say, well, we don't like to have two buses show up at the same
Oh,
bus stop
right.
at the blah, blah, blue time.
Well, if it's safer
Because
for the students,
dumb,
though.
So one's on one side of the road and one's on the other.
Right, exactly. I mean,
But it would only take the bus, 2 minutes to go
you're
up,
preaching to the
turn
converted. I
around,
would.
and
That's
come
where the
back.
transportation committee needs to,
Right.
needs to look at it and
This
see
is
if
a
they...
big thing, but I really want a crosswalk there.
Well, you got a couple, we do have a crosswalk ordinance, so
Yes,
if
we
that
do.
is one of the pieces of the answer, we certainly can deal with that. I think the other piece is exactly what Fred said, is that let's get the committee up there, take a look at it, right? And we don't want to belabor it too long, but I think if there's some interest with you, Mike, and other parents in the area that can get with the road review and Fred and whatnot, and come back with a recommendation, because I think all of those things help, signage, the crosswalk certainly, but the crosswalk just being painted on the road is not the panacea or
I know.
resolve and everything. We get those all over town, and,
What about the orangey coney things?
well,
They're not going to stop for
the
that
orangey
any
coney
quicker
thing.
than they
Well,
are
they'll
for our
see
child.
You come over the hill and you see a big herd, your natural tendency is to slow down. And you're talking about who's going from North Waterboro to Limerick at 6:30 a.m. The answer is nobody, I hope.
Well, the other issue, and I think we have historical data, and certainly Sean could speak to this, but I'm going back 2 years ago when we first got traffic counters that measured speed as well, is that there are people on New Dam Road that are driving as fast as they are on the turnpike.
Definitely.
Okay? And guess what? They all live in Lake Arrowhead. So,
Very likely.
we found the enemy, basically, right? So.
Hopefully
I
they
think
don't run their own
that-
children over, but
I
I
would
still
hope
want a crosswalk, Dennis.
So, let us,
I think one of the other things that we can address with the road review committee is the sheriff's department has graciously offered us the loan of the speed trailer pretty much whenever we'd like it. That does speed and traffic counting, so it might be a good idea to get that down there for a week or so that we can compile the data on how fast are vehicles traveling and how much traffic we're really looking at. And it'll also show the times that vehicles are traveling.
messages received, I guess
Thank
is
you.
the thing.
Okay.
We'll kind of
Thanks.
poke at.
I appreciate it.
Do you
Yeah.
happen to know anything about those the little permanent ones? I see around Squam Lake, I think it is. It attaches to a phone pole, and it makes it very slow.
Yeah.
It's there all the time. 24/7.
Now, I know that there are some, you're right, that are kind of like permanently affixed to poles or whatever the case may be, and it shows the speed all the time. It's not a trailer, it's,
Maybe a cheap alternative.
yeah, could be. All right, thanks, Mike. Delegation, hearing and delegation. Reports, Nancy is off. Anything from Selectmen?
Just, I talked to Tom Ursha today, and John Richardson, who's the Commissioner of the Department of Economic and Community Development, has confirmed that he's going to be in Waterboro visiting with the board on October 20th at 6:15. He's going to speak for about 30 minutes. He's going to speak, and there'll be a Q&A session. So Tom just wanted to make sure that all the board was aware of that. And October 20th is on our calendar, and we have a light agenda that evening so that we can give Commissioner Richardson the time that he deserves.
Okay. Any other Selectmen reports? Just as a reminder, the 12-town group, a week from next Monday night, 2 weeks from last night, we'll be hosting a pros and cons session over the Tabor 2 and excise tax issues, and that'll be in this room on the 21st, is it? So, if there's any interest in hearing both sides of that debate, more than welcome to come. Any committee reports?
We
Yes,
have
Mike?
the Eagle Maine thing that Willis invited us to on Thursday. Gordon, you're all set. You mentioned interest in that. I think John as well.
Yeah.
John, Dennis, and Gordon. We got confirmed today. Bridget sent an email out. I think we got 12 or 13 of us. We're leaving here on the community bus at 4 p.m., show up at 3:45. Willis is going to go on ahead. He's got a meeting at 4 o'clock. So we will meet him over there and learn whatever we can learn about whatever they want to tell us.
What time? Here?
Leave here at be here at 3:45, my side. My side 3:45, Thursday, and we're all looking forward to it, right? We got 12, 14 of us or something like that?
What, is this Thursday?
Yes. Yep. All right?
Thank you. You can have my spot that I'll probably drive up. No more. If you want to ride the bus.
No flat tires, yeah.
No, yeah, no flat tires. Discuss new business. Discuss vote to post signs on town property at Moody Pond. Yeah, right, on the phone. We have some attached pictures. This is a note from Patty. It's probably not, I mean, people have been, I guess, camping at Moody Pond since forever, but I think she's recommended that we put some signs up.
You also have a copy of the deed.
Right.
Says no camping.
Property shall be maintained as a natural state, no construction except that's specifically permitted hereunder, or development of any kind, no residential, commercial, or industrial use, camping, hunting, public parks, mining, quarrying, dredging, et cetera, So, what is your pleasure here? If anything.
She's already left a note for the person who's left all of their stuff there to contact her, and they haven't. I think it's time that we remove the stuff that's been left on town property, and maybe that'll catch their attention. When they realize all their camping and fishing gear is gone, maybe they'll take it upon themselves to contact that number that was left for them.
Is that a motion?
Yeah, I guess we'll, if you want to,
And who are we gonna have do this?
typically
Code
we've
enforcement
had,
or the Parks
typically
and
we've had,
Recreation or the...
yeah, park.
How much stuff is it?
I don't know. I mean, it's very evident somebody's made a stone fire pit, basically.
There's a fire ring, an axe, a handsaw, some chairs, and a fishing pole and tackle box.
Been there for 3 years.
Huh?
3 years?
Sure.
Time to go. Say the word, me and Michael.
Does it look like it's being used like last weekend?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we have the materials removed from the site.
I'll second it.
All right, discussion.
You want it thrown away, you want it removed, or just removed, or
I-
removed and thrown away?
I think we have to hold it for 30 days.
Right.
Okay.
There's a statute there about, I guess we would almost have to consider it as found property at this
It's a-
point, and there's a statute that says how
It's
long
the
you have
same
to
that
hold on
if you
to it.
take, roadside signs down and whatnot, you're supposed to leave them or keep them available for, but I think Patty did leave a message, right? I mean, and
She left
she can
a,
certainly leave something a little more conspicuous that says, the town has cleaned this up, and
I think there's a paddle boat up there too.
a paddle boat on the pond? How did they get that in? From the other,
Underneath.
can they still come in from the other direction?
They're coming in on the ATV, which is also prohibited.
Okay. Well, it sounds like it's gotta be removed, and we gotta put some signs there, I guess, so.
Maybe we ought to consider giving it back to the owners.
Oh,
It's
that's
not usable.
always a possibility, but,
The only way you can use that legally is if you're an educational mission of some sort. You can't go up there legally fishing, you can't go up there and walk on the trails according to the deed. You go up there educational use only, so it's, all we're doing is protecting the people on the left and the right of it. Time to think about giving it back to the owners, and getting it back in the tax roll.
I don't see where there's a prohibition against hiking or...
yeah,
something. I mean,
it says.
You can only go in there if you're with an educational group and there's a guide. I think.
Says no commercial industrial use,
Conservation
camping,
use or
hunting,
similar.
public parks, mining, quarrying. No docks, roads,
Yeah,
except
that
the
doesn't
roads.
say,
Number 10.
Public access should be limited to supervised use by schools, conservation groups, and similar groups for educational purposes.
In the last 20 years, what group has ever gotten permission to do that?
Oh, there's no parking up there, so if you try to bring a school up there or whatnot,
Yep.
there's no place
Like I
to
said,
drop
we're-
and park
We're
them.
protecting the privacy rights of the people that own the land on the left and the right. It doesn't do the town a damn bit of good, I'll go back to the tax roll.
Well, regardless of what it should be or where it should go, we probably do have an obligation to clean it up and post it.
Posted,
And
no,
go from there. So, Tammy Jo, does your motion include at least posting the
Yes.
property as well?
Yes.
You're okay with that, Gordon? Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? So I would say, Mike, if you're willing to work with Patty on it, between the two of you. Okay?
try to incorporate this too into the Parks and Rec
Yeah.
ordinance.
Although I'm not sure that can be considered as a park, but, or rec, because it says it's not supposed to be recreational use. All right, discuss vote to sign the union contract as proposed. It's your pleasure there.
I don't recall last discussion on that.
Executive session.
Yeah. But it seemed to me, I don't think I've seen the contract. There was still a few issues that we talked about in executive session. I haven't seen the contract to see if whether those issues
Well,
have
the
been resolved.
contract is here, so if you need to review it, I guess you can review
There's
it.
not, I didn't see it.
So, yeah, well, I mean, it's not going to be something that we put out in the
Nancy
packet.
said she sent it out to everybody.
I think she put.
We
that
got
out,
it,
so.
she did send it to us for review
Yeah.
back on the 2nd. We all got it.
On the second?
Yes, September
With the
2nd.
with all the changes? So
Yes.
that was all the
Final.
changes that we got?
Yep.
So there's no other changes?
Okay.
What
Oh,
she
all
sent
right.
us
Good,
on
good,
the
good.
2nd was the
Yeah,
final.
okay.
That was the final,
That was
okay.
the final copy.
Okay, I
All
thought
right.
more had been done since then.
Nope.
Okay. I'll make a motion to sign the contract.
You want a second?
I'll second.
Discussion. Any discussion? Not, I guess, everybody's ready to vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Done deal. Discuss vote recycling at middle school. Evidently, this was something that was brought to the recycling committee a couple of weeks ago now. I thought we were all set, but I guess we need a vote from the board. Not sure why
Well,
I'm not sure why the transfer station manager couldn't have taken care of this, but
they decided they wanted us to sign something.
what, the school wants us to sign
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
That won't cost them anything.
Oh,
They want
All right.
something that says. it's
tell us
not
the story. So it's changed a bit from,
They, they want us, well, the town, to send them a letter stating that it's gonna cost them nothing to do this recycling. So, I said, what is this gonna entail, you know? Are the bulbs gonna be included in this? Because that could cost a lot of money.
recycling, right?
That's
The
recycling.
approach to the committee, Mike, you were there, right? And John was there, by the gentleman...
Yes.
Hall, okay?
David Hall.
Dave Hall.
Was that he is trying to
That's right.
get this started and get some excitement behind it at the middle school.
Right.
And we as a committee felt that we could certainly afford to put a container down
That's
there
right.
for
Right.
at least to see how fast they can fill it.
Mhm.
And then I think we reevaluate it after we have some evidence, right? So I think the real issue that we as a board have to pass through here is are we willing to put a container there? We'll have to pay to have it dropped off and picked up. If in fact, they can stimulate some recycling in the school. It is for, I guess my point would be is for recycling, period. Doesn't say, light bulbs are not part of our recycling program. This is for single stream recycling, plastics, paper, cardboard, glass.
And is it gonna be from the kitchen, the cafeteria?
Why not?
Well, I think it should be,
Yeah,
but,
whatever I think the onus, right, I think the
that's been the problem in the
the
past.
onus is on them to say, or basically, Mr. Hall, to say, this is what I can do to, this is what we've been able to stimulate for activity out of the school. But it is, and if they want a letter, I don't see a problem with saying that the town is willing to, at least to see if how this goes, to deposit a container and pick that up once it's full,
Right.
and the contents of which are for recycling materials only.
I think a letter can say on an experimental level,
Yeah.
we wish to stimulate recycling, and we will provide the container and pick it up at no cost to the school department, and that we will evaluate it as we go along. And if it's something that we're getting a whole bunch of other stuff in there, we take it away. But it's still no cost to the school department. So,
How is waste at the school currently handled? Are they trucking it in to Echo themselves? Are we paying for any cost
No,
of
they're
that?
paying
or-
for everything's going into one container,
They could have a
it's
commercial
being
hall,
hauled, yeah.
hauls everything.
right
So
direct.
there's no cost to us right now
No.
to,
Well, tax from
well, I mean from the town standpoint.
No, no.
We don't have any
No, you don't.
expense related to,
At one time, we had silver bullets down behind the high school.
We had four.
Do we have one at the middle school?
We had, there was four of them
And
out.
Yeah, and
Eco
last year,
Maine,
Eco
Eco
took
Maine
them away.
has, and they have the right, because they own the boxes, said that they will provide silver bullets to, as long as there is public access to those silver bullets, all right? They cannot be hidden behind a thing, they can't be chained somewhere, they have to be readily available to the general public.
That's right.
so what would the cost be for us to pick up?
It's $130 to take it to Eco and dump it. Each trip.
Okay.
So
if they start
historically-
generating 5 times a week, a
Well,
container
that would never happen, because when we had the silver bullets down there, we used to bring all the paper over and dump it right in the building, and then we'd package it.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
all for recycling. I just want to know, what's it going to cost us? There's got to be some hard cost to the town. What's it going to be?
Well, this is the problem. Last year, we had a container over there for a whole year. So we had that container set there, and I don't think it's still down there. If anybody wants to look at it, I don't think there's a half a ton in it for a whole year.
I think Tammy's point is, if it's not costing us anything now for them to throw out their trash, why would we
Well,
want to pay?
you want to encourage the
It's going
recycling.
to start the program going back in the schools.
So
The
let's
kids
put
the
it
kids are
this way.
asking for this.
Best case scenario, right, which would be the highest cost to the municipality, if we had to go down there and pull the container 2-3 times during the course of a year, call it $250 each time, right? It has to be deposited up there by Dean, right?
Well, he charges $130.
Okay, so
plus
it's
$60 to take it up
$130
there.
each time. So, you get about $500 for the year if they picked it up 4 times, right?
And we've got,
They have never demonstrated that they could recycle that much material.
Okay.
well, they did back, I'm going to say 3, maybe 4 years ago. We were getting approximately 20 ton a year, good paper out of there. real good paper.
And that's my concern. I don't mind if there's some minimal cost to us, if it's promoting recycling, because I think the kids learn recycling at school, they're gonna go home and they're gonna start
Yeah,
doing it at
that's a
home.
big-
So I think
That's-
there's a cost
That's the
savings
motivation.
there. What I don't want to see happen is they do so fantastic with it, or other things are going in there, that all of a sudden we're there once a week or multiple times a week picking up. And then I think we really need to relook at that if we find out that this is going to be something that ends up costing us thousands and thousands of dollars.
That's why it's not a contract. It's basically us saying we want to put it here, it's experimental, it's not going to cost you anything, we'll pick it up when it's full, and if we find it's problematic, we pull it.
But we've got to,
I think that's the approach that we have to take. Right
But you
now,
should
we have a
stipulate,
teacher.
shouldn't you? Shouldn't you stipulate what's going to be put in that container?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think you define exactly what it is, right? This is what we recycle: glass, plastic,
That's right.
everything that you have on your sign at the single sort goes in that letter that says, this is all that we allow in this thing, okay?
No,
And the real issue is that we've got a teacher, right? Mr. Hall, that is all excited about, and he's the one that was at Line School, right?
Yeah.
That stimulated
That's right.
that up in Line School, right? And he would like to do the same thing here. I think we should,
Well, I do too,
endorse
but-
that wholeheartedly, but with some, the only reservation is that, okay, let's try it and see what happens.
Okay.
there's one thing between the kids' trash and the normal trash. There's another thing when you include the kitchen. I can't even imagine the amount of cans and the amount of boxes and the amount of everything else that's coming out of the kitchen that's
But
a few hundred kids.
they don't do it today.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They just throw it in the regular,
And that's what we want.
See, that's what I don't understand. The containers are right side by side. All I got to do is just toss it in there.
so I say we give this guy the opportunity, and all we really need to do is to say, we'll put a container down there on a trial basis and see where it
It
goes.
won't cost the school department.
Like I said, I'm in favor of recycling and teaching kids to recycle. I just want to make sure that we're not setting ourselves up for a large expense.
Then we pull it. If it starts to get into something that's,
And if-
or we change it, or we rework something with the school department.
I'd like to see you rework it rather than pull it.
Right.
If they are recycling so much that it becomes an added expense to the municipality, I mean, talk about catch-22.
Yeah.
You need recycling, gang. It
On
usually
the other end,
saves you money.
if they get that much going, the other end is that the waste cost for SAD 57 will go down. That's the
That's the idea behind it.
That's the idea behind it. So, John, if you willing to make a motion,
I
that
will.
we provide a letter.
I will move that we send a letter to the superintendent saying that we will provide the recycling, the single stream recycling unit at the middle school at no cost to the school department, and it is experimental.
You want to second that?
I'll second it for discussion.
Okay, so, discussion.
I'm with Tammy on this. Are we setting ourselves up for the town of Waterboro to pay for the disposal of recyclables for the entire district when the entire district serves other communities? And if it becomes a financial burden for the town, shouldn't that cost then be divided between the municipalities that use the service?
I don't disagree at all. I think that we're not going to know whether we're going to have to cross that bridge based on recent performance.
Okay, so this, if they just had the kitchen there, let's say, not the school, let's say it's just a kitchen, they're bringing that to Echo Maine under our,
The garbage part of it, yes.
No, today, they don't recycle anything.
No.
I
It all goes
understand,
into rubbish.
But what,
I understand
I
that.
think what you're saying is what's coming out of the kitchen, we wouldn't have the household waste. They've got a compactor for that. They've got a container for that.
So the stuff from the kitchen should actually be still being utilized the same way as it is now.
But if they're going to recycle, they should be recycling the cardboard, the tin cans and the plastic. It's what would go into the single sort.
Okay.
If they recycle, it's gonna reduce the trash burden on all the communities that the school serves. Is
That's
that
true.
correct? Or in theory, that's what
That's
we're...
right.
Yeah, I mean, you have, what about
I don't think it's gonna
60% of the students, or 65% of the students at the middle school are from outside of Waterboro. So you could say that 65% of the trash is generated by the other towns. But if it's, if we're talking $500 in order to get the recycling rate going and getting our kids trained, if it gets more expensive and it gets larger, then I think we go to the school department and say, let's work something out here.
See, I'm still confused. You're saying it's not costing Waterboro anything right now when they dispose of their trash?
That's right.
That's
Nothing.
right, because they're contracting with Dean to haul it right to Eco Maine. And
So they're paying that shipping?
they're paying the shipping and the tipping. We
So,
don't pay that.
so why wouldn't we just allow the recyclables that are in the kitchen that's going to really generate a whole lot of trash beyond teaching kids anything? Why wouldn't we just let them still haul the way they are?
You
And
could.
I guess that's my point, because why, I mean, it's one thing, we're teaching the kids to recycle, and that's a good thing, but when you start looking at a whole kitchen that's serving a few hundred kids a day, you're talking a lot of recyclables, and that container's gonna get, huh?
Well, like a few thousand kids.
What, you know what I'm saying? To me, the kitchen, we're not paying for it now, let's keep that out of it and not pay for it, because we're gonna have to pay to haul it where it's not costing us anything now. Let's do the things with the kids and recycling their papers and,
But you got to remember, I'm pretty sure that you're paying the tipping fees on that.
Sure.
we're paying the tipping fees?
When their garbage actually goes to Eco Maine, the town is paying the tipping fee.
Okay, then we are paying.
Yes,
We are,
Well, that's
okay,
what
you
I
said
was
we
trying to
weren't
get at.
paying.
you're doing that now.
We don't pay SAD 57's tipping fees. SAD 57 pays those.
Whatever's
we
in
do-
that, whatever's in that container, yes.
Right, we
That
end up indirectly, as taxpayers, all paying it, because it is in the cost of solid waste disposal in SAD 57.
So why not leave the
When-
kitchen out of it?
When they were dumping their garbage at the transfer station and we were compacting it for them, we were getting their kitchen waste at that point.
But why don't they just take care of their own kitchen waste, and we'll still work with this teacher to start to recycle with the kids?
That we can, yes.
Yeah, except it's, it makes it more complicated.
Why?
For one thing, we're there to promote recycling. I mean, that's what the committee had talked about. Let's promote recycling. The school department wants to get back into that and do it. And I think we help them out there. And that the kitchen is, to say you put all the kitchen recyclables in the trash because we're afraid of having too many recyclables, it just sends a mixed message.
Well, then, you know what?
Let's just do it.
Let SAD 57 pay to recycle their kitchen stuff. Do you know how much stuff comes out of the kitchen?
Yes, I know.
I mean,
But
you
But
you have
it's
a
gonna
lot
cost-
more.
What?
The point is that today, they're not recycling any of it. And if they were, they would be reducing their solid waste cost if they were recycling it.
On our backs.
No, not on our backs, on anybody's, on the taxpayer's back. Today, the cafeterias are not recycling cans, cardboard, glasses, all that kind of stuff. It is going into the waste stream.
But we're not paying for it.
We are as a taxpayer. We, the town of Waterboro, are not paying for that.
We're paying
I would agree.
35% of it.
Okay? So it is getting hauled from, whether it's, I don't know who's hauling it now, is it
Taroni.
Waste Management or whoever hauls their solid waste, okay, is hauling it, all right? Now, they have a couple of little containers at the high school, right, that they do some recycling, that they contract with Dean to haul off, okay? This is the middle school that we're talking about. Are we, in fact, can we start to recycle, and can we take those recyclables out of the waste stream, solid waste stream? Because not only will SAD 57 solid waste stream costs go down, okay, we, from an educational perspective, start to take middle school kids and say, we recycle at this facility, okay?
The middle school kids are not going to care how many cans that
Excuse
come
me.
out of the kitchen. How many, those
I gotta
big
disagree
number
with
10
you.
cans come out of the
The
kitchen?
kids, according to Mr. Hall, have been insistent and can't understand why they're not recycling night right now. They have brought this forward. This should have been in place before they walked into school day one. Number two, get people recycling and they'll continue it for life, and their siblings will continue it, and their children will continue it, and everybody will be a nice, happy person.
I don't think Waterboro should be the do-gooders for all the towns.
Too bad, we gotta
Well-
suck it up on occasion.
Yeah, and you might, when you watch your budget this year, and we say, well, too bad, it's going to SAD 57 again.
Cindy, I think I mean, I think you're jumping to a conclusion that there's gonna be this huge amount of recycling generated.
Let's see if we can get
immediately.
4 cans.
No,
And I'm telling you, that's,
Before we worry about what it
they
costs
have
us.
not
We haven't got the
exhibited,
thing yet.
they have not exhibited that kind of discipline.
What do you got the silver bullet, Clint, right now from last year, from 2 years ago?
What'd you say?
You said you did, they had a silver bullet.
All
What did they put into it?
All the schools had silver bullets over there.
Yeah.
Just the white paper, the newspaper, and, you know, drawing paper, whatever. We got just about 20 ton in a year.
Well, if I was the school department, I would put a mandate that all the food stuff should be recycled because it won't cost them a penny, and we can pay for all 5 towns, 6.
Well, I'm not
I'm just not a
I
do-gooder.
don't think that the committee is suggesting that we take on this 20 ton of recycling out of the middle school, because I don't think you're gonna get that out of the middle school.
And also, you know, at the beginning of the year, where most of the recyclables are going to come from is boxes, especially in the first several months of school.
Wow.
You get a lot of boxes coming in with equipment, and that belongs to all 5 towns too.
Every time that they set up a new classroom or whatever, all of the desks come in boxes, and we used to get truck after truckload of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting none now, it's all going into the household
Yeah,
waste.
that's wrong.
Thank you. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. We gotta take care of the place. I believe the transfer/rec committee voted unanimously to take Mr. Hall up on his offers, provide silver bullets, and if I'm not mistaken, that night we also had 3 more locations that we're trying to promote for silver bullets. The Brookside down near China City, Lake Arrowhead has been contacted. They have an agenda item for the middle of the month for their meeting to put a silver bullet back up Old Portland at the clubhouse. It has video surveillance cameras there now. We're hopeful that will help us as well. You have a committee that's trying to do stuff. You gotta help us along.
And I'm in favor of that kind of stuff. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I just, if you're telling me, you know, hey, we think it's only $500 to $1,000, I'm good with that. What I don't want is we end up with a $10,000 bill. That's my
So
concern.
put a caveat on it that it's a 3-month trial.
And if that's what we're going to do, I'm fine with that.
Okay, and I will put that in.
Or you can stipulate that this is classroom recycling only.
No, don't do that.
No,
Well, they can.
Let them know.
my motion, where I had experimental will be a 3-month trial, in lieu of experimental 3-month trial, but
You good with that? You seconded that.
I'll second that.
So, we go 3 months,
Okay,
we take a look at it.
all right.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Thanks, Clint. That was easy. All right, old business, discuss vote, increase fees per code enforcement officer. I think we were gonna
We were gonna
poke
go-
around at that, right? I mean, we just don't have, we're not in a position ready to do that yet. Selectmen's task force, we've talked a bit about pulling together, appointing a task force to look at government structure, charter structure.
Yeah, this won't be an honor, because Pam needs to know, this is not going to be on a referendum for November, the charter?
No.
No, okay.
There
No,
were no
we're not
referendum
gonna-
questions, are there? Gary needs to know by the 20th.
I think what Nancy was checking to see if, in fact, we voted in November, could we wait until June to elect? And I think that's outside of the 200-day window that the state law has, but she was waiting for confirmation back from MMA with regard to that. So we just need to keep this in front of us. and-
Okay.
and move
You were
on.
going to write something up too, Dennis,
Yep,
I thought.
yep, I've got that responsibility.
Should we ask each committee if they might have one member that may be interested in?
I think that's one of the things that we had discussed, right?
I'd rather, I mean, I think we need to have an idea of what this task force is
Yep.
going to be
Yep.
first, and what they're going to be
Yeah.
tasked with before we start soliciting
I
members
agree.
for it.
Okay. Other vote, sign warrants and bills of payroll.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Vote to sign minutes of 9/1.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Discussion of agenda items for next week.
Have one.
Yeah.
We need to have a discussion about our server. I understand that there were some problems with it this week, and we could have had a catastrophe on our hands. So I think we really need to look at, do we need another server? What's it going to cost us? What's the pros and cons of not addressing that?
So David, you can come prepared to educate us. Okay.
And David was here until 4 a.m. the other day trying to get our server up.
But he was up in the
running.
attic.
No, I was at the attic till 10, and then
Oh.
the server didn't want to start, I was here before.
Oh, okay.
You got a hand up.
Yes, Fred.
You want to award that paving bid?
It's not on the agenda to do that, but, and I'm not sure that we have to award anything. I think that's between Nancy and you. We have not formally,
Because you know what the low bid is, anyway.
right. I mean, they're just for information, there are two, I think Nancy went out and requested input from both Dayton Sand and Gravel and FR Carroll. I don't know who else was not a formal bid process per se, but Carroll is $66 per ton, and Dayton was
62.
50, I'm looking here somewhere because it's not jumping out at me.
$62.
62, sorry. So I think that's between you and Nancy of where you head with that, so.
Thank you.
What else for next week? What do you got, Pam? Something last week we were going to reschedule for 2 weeks out. I don't have that in front of me, but
Have we got a workshop next week? We need to continue on with the goal session.
Yep.
If we don't have a workshop, I would say a 5 o'clock again.
yeah.
We fit the auditor at 5:15.
Yeah, the auditor, that's right. Auditor is here at 5:15.
Oh, okay. Well,
We need to bring
Okay.
back the task force? Or,
Yeah, I think I'll bring that, so I'll have something ready for that next week.
How about ordinance on park hours?
Yeah, let's put that on under,
You guys got somebody's in the hallway.
who?
I haven't got
Like
that finished
tomorrow.
yet, but that's all right.
Put the pressure on.
All right, so we bring back under new business, or bring under new business, proposed ordinance.
Thursday night, when we had our workshop on Homeland Security funds, we were also supposed to get into the emergency operation plans, and we did not. And so we still are going to need to set up something with Pam to go over that. We have to have that signed by October. And she said she wanted at least a couple of hours of our time to really go through that.
All right, so let's
exercise.
just bring it back and we'll set
Yep.
up a meeting. We might be able to, she's gone this week, right?
Yep.
Now, will those of you going to Echo Maine be back for the workshop at the Land Trust on Thursday night?
Is the meeting with the Land Trust on Thursday night?
Yep,
That's why I seem confused.
Okay, all right,
at 6:30.
yep.
And if the whole board isn't going to be here, we should probably reschedule that.
Yeah,
Well, the thing in Eco Maine is their annual meeting. Yeah, there's no way we're going to get back here by 6:30.
that's what I thought.
So I guess that's the question that we need to, if you're right, Tammy Jo, if we all can't be here, then we probably need to
Because
push it out.
it's to go over the deeds, the
Yeah.
conservation easement. I believe the land trust was going to have the attorney that actually wrote the easement here to answer any questions. So rather than they dishing out the funds, if there's only going to be 2 selectmen here, that's really not fair to that organization.
That's why, that's why I guess I figured I should bring it back, because Echo Maine, I don't,
Well, Eco Maine was something that we had talked about a couple of weeks ago at the committee meeting. They are having their session, and the reason everybody is leaving that early is because they're giving a tour of the facility and all of that good stuff. But I guess given that if we can move it, fine. If we can't, then I think I don't have a problem with bypassing the Eco Maine meeting and coming here. But John and Gordon, you guys are also headed to that.
And even if you could back it up 45 minutes, then you might be able to cut out early of the Eco Maine meeting, go down
Yep.
and be back here. If it was
Is that
7:15.
You think that's a possibility, Tammy Jo? I know if you're going to bring the lawyer, but are there other issues that the Land Trust would discuss without the board?
No.
So it's specifically for that.
Yeah.
We ought to plan on 2 vehicles then, because most of the transportation will be done by the parks vehicle. So if we're going to come back early, there may be persons on the transfer committee that want to stay. So we wouldn't want to inconvenience them as well by
Yep.
forcing them to adhere to our agenda.
Well, I guess let's see if we can move the Land Trust meeting, and I know we set that up, and we were going to originally do it last week and pushed it off to this week, but,
Well, to be fair, the land trust is the one that rescheduled it last week, so it's not that the town
Yeah.
put it off.
and we can do it next Thursday night if they're amenable to that. I'm not sure what else we've got the week after that, I'm sorry, 17th.
I can't get, I don't think I'm looking here, I don't think I can get to the Eco Maine. I've got a meeting in Wells at 2:30 that afternoon, so
Okay.
I'm not going to get out of that in time to get back here for 3:45.
No, but you can
So I'll
go,
be-
you can go right to Eco Maine from there if you want.
Yeah,
You don't
could
have
do
to
that
take the,
too, yeah.
so.
I don't know if I'll make it to Eco Maine.
Okay.
I'm working. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out until 5:30 or so.
All right, so let's see if we can push the Thursday night
This Thursday
workshop.
night.
Yep. So if we can delay that a week and just make it the 17th.
For the workshop with the Land Trust.
Yes.
Make it the 17th.
I just assume personally cancel the Eco Maine. I don't, I was going for that for educational purposes.
But, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
me
fine
too.
with that too. I've been there, so
But the land trust,
if
I
you
think
want to do the
the
Land Trust, we do the Land Trust.
I think the land trust is important.
Me too.
Because, one, I know that the Mariner Tower wants to get moving on this, and
All right,
I know they didn't want, a whole lot of unnecessary delays.
Well, it has nothing to do
right, it wouldn't have anything to do with
with, I
it.
mean, it's not going to
Oh.
stop Mariner at all.
So why don't we do that? I don't have a problem, we'll do the land trust meeting,
So this Thursday night, we're doing the land trust?
yeah,
At the same time?
at the
At
same time,
6:30.
6:30.
Okay.
And
As long as I know.
we'll let Willis and them know that we had double booked. So,
All right.
all right. What else on the agenda? I'm sure something will come up, but. Items needing signature, warrants and bills of payroll, minutes of 8:25:09 and 9:1:09 meetings, union contract, and concealed weapon applications. Reminders, WADB meeting, 7:30 a.m., the business development meeting, 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning at the town hall. Road review committee tomorrow night at 6 p.m. at the town hall. Senior luncheon Thursday, the 10th at noon at the Snowmobile Club. Workshop here in this room Thursday evening, 6:30 with the Board of Selectmen and the Land Trust, Waterboro Land Trust. Tailhouse Committee Thursday evening, 7 p.m. at the Taylor House. Friday, and I guess for the foreseeable future, every Friday, York County Community Action Fuel Assistance will be at the town hall. You do need an appointment, but they will be doing fuel assistance here every Friday. September 11th, Saturday, 8:30 a.m., Little Ospey Lake Association in the town hall. 8:30 a.m. also in the town hall, the cribbage tournament. Monday, the 14th, Board of Selectmen and Finance Committee meeting at the Town Hall Annex, which is really a workshop, right? 14th, 7 p.m., Parks and Rec at the Town Hall. Monday's 14th, 7 p.m., Cemetery Committee at the Town Hall. So this, ours is here at the Town Hall Annex, I'm sorry. Tuesday, the 15th, workshop at 5:15, workshop with the auditor here in this room, and 6 p.m. Waterboro Board of Selectmen meeting to follow. That being said, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
We never did set up a time for goals, did we?
No. It's going to have to default to the following week.
Because we have the meeting.
Or we do it on a separate night.
I think next week's pretty
Yes, sir.
jam-packed.
Makes,
I guess I misunderstood the time of the meeting, or maybe it's been taken off the agenda. The Mooney Pond issue with the
Yep.
justice and signs, was that reviewed tonight?
We've already discussed that, but
Sorry, I missed it.
we are in the process of, Parks and Rec Director and the Code Enforcement Officer will clean the stuff up there. We'll post it one more time, and we'll go from there. So,
Thank you very much.
okay?
okay.
Are you good? All right. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
You got it.
All those in favor? Thank you.